All right, boys and girls, welcome back. Let's talk about some new stuff from Sony. Well, we've already talked about this Bravia 9 Mark II and the Sony Trio and all the components you can put with it. But I want to talk about some different combinations you can do because I just remembered this because they advertised it, but I guess it just flew right over my head. But this video is kind of going to be about the Trio and what if you don't want to buy it now, ever, or just yet. But before we get into that, I want to talk about this TV, man. This TV is awesome. This is an 85-inch Bravia 9 Mark II. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because it's eating these reflections alive for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Check this out. Some of y'all think that shooting these videos, as far as shooting content, is easy. I have to have two big spotlights up here to showcase these speakers for you because they're really dark objects, right? So I got my face lit up and everything, and I have to light up this area. So that means I got these two spotlights literally aiming at the TV. And look how this TV is devouring these reflections for breakfast. You can still see them, but look how they just kind of disappear. And just to show you, I don't know if you can see that, but the brightness of the TV is on minimum brightness. That's insane that this TV can do that with that anti-glare panel on the front. You can probably see the reflections now, but that's because it's a pretty much dark screen and the minimum brightness. Imagine turning this up a little bit. That's crazy. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. We're talking about the Trio and how maybe you don't want to buy it or just can't buy it right now and you just want to start somewhere with expanding your sound. So I realized that Sony has updated all their Bravia TVs, right? At least, so I have the Bravia 5, the Bravia 7, the Bravia 8 Mark II, the Bravia 9, and the Bravia 9 Mark II in this house. And they have all been updated to where you can actually hook up wireless speakers directly to the speaker without having a sound bar, an AVR, or nothing, man. You just hook it up directly to the TV and boom, there you go. Now, I don't know how many speakers you can hook up, whether it's just one set of rears, or you can do the rears and a sub, or you could do the sub only. I don't know how that works. So we're going to figure this out today, but we're going to put the Trio away because, hey, what if you don't have it, or what if you don't want it, or just can't get it right now, right? So I'm going to put it away, okay? Put it right there, and we're going to put up these rears because what if you want to start there, okay? What if you can't do the sub just yet? You got the rears. They're a little bit less expensive than the sub, so you might want to hook up the rears to the TV. That way you can get full surround sound. Now, my suggestion is don't stop there because you definitely gonna need the bass. The bass actually brings the package home. So that's why I'm gonna introduce this sub 9. Now, you don't have to get a sub 9 to be awesome, but it would help. Okay, this thing is heavy. Oh man, that sucker is heavy. I'll put that right there. Let's put these speakers right there so y'all can see them. So this is a Trio that I would set up. See what I did there? A Trio that I would set up if I was just getting started. But I want you to see right here where if you've updated your Bravia TV, I want you to see where you go in order to do this. So first of all, you go through the settings to do your update. I ain't doing that with you. You on your own on that, homie. So you go down to Bluetooth, right? Go to Bluetooth. It's gonna pop up right there on the left. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then you go down to, there it is. This just popped up on the TV, all right? Dedicated wireless speaker settings for connecting add-on subwoofers and rear speakers. Your smartphone or tablet will be required because I think some of it is done through the app, or if not most of it. So you click on that and it starts searching for something. I gotta plug them in first. So let me do that. And I'm not gonna do one at a time like the rears and then the sub. I'm gonna do it all together and have this version of a Trio set up to where I have the TV as the main channel, the center channel. I got some rears. Oh, TV will be main or center and side channels. And then you'll have your rears for the rear surround, and then you'll have your sub. So I'm gonna hook that up and then I'm gonna have a seat and tell you guys how it sounded. All right, guys, I'm back. Another day, another dollar, more money, more problems. I got distracted, man. Some time has gone by. My beard has grown a little bit. Got distracted because I'm a homeowner and there's always some stuff to do around here. But the real reason is because this came in, my new toy, the Sofa Baton X2. It came in because, well, I ordered it because I got a lot of devices here that I need to control for my personal setup, and it was just getting a little cumbersome with all the different remotes. So this thing is awesome. So let me know if you want me to do a review or a showcase of that remote, because I think it solved pretty much every problem I got. But for this video, I'm gonna be using the dedicated Sony TV remote. But we might not be using it that much because I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up through the app. So you can do this through the TV, go through the Bluetooth settings and scan the barcode that comes up there, but I just prefer to go through the app. So I've already connected to the Bravia Connect app. I'm gonna start recording my screen for you guys so y'all can see all my business here. All right, so we're here. What I want you to do is see, I'm watching CSI, man. That's one of my favorite comfort shows. So that's why I'm on Pluto TV, but scan all the way to here to settings. Then at the top line, it says wireless speaker connection, okay? And then we'll start. First, you gotta make sure these joints are turned on and they're all red. So let me go turn them on. I position them so where you can see them in the shot. They're normally not this close together, but since we're doing this video, I went ahead and put them together. So let's just turn them on. There's a little sync button at the bottom of each of the speakers and then on the back of the subwoofer. So let's go ahead and start. All right, so it asks you what subwoofer you want to use. I'm using a Bravia Theater Sub 9. Place a subwoofer where you want, go to the next card. It's just giving you instructions on where to install the subwoofer or how to do it properly. So I already tapped the link button, but I think, yeah, okay, it found it. There you go. And then let's hit next. So it's connecting. Give it a little time to, all right, that's done. You can now control the subwoofer. Next. All right, what rears are we using? The rear 9s or the rear 8s? We're using the 9s. So I've already done that. Hit the sync button. They are designated left and right, so remember that, man. I've already told you that numerous times on these videos. So don't be messing that up. All right. Boom, they're connected. Next. All right, now I guess it's pairing everything to the TV, and the TV actually knows this because it says that there's a wireless connection going. So let's just close that and let the thing do its own business. On the app, it says connecting wirelessly to the TV. Check. Man, this is moving. Okay, so let's just wait till the next button gets highlighted because it's kind of grayed out right now. There you go. There's it. Okay, next. That's it. Let me see. Oh, on the TV, it says TV and wireless speakers. So there you go. All right. All right. I'm not going to turn this up because I don't want to interfere with the sound. Tell you what, man, let's just go through a couple of things and then I'm going to demo it real quick for myself and then I'll tell you how it sounds. See here. See what shows up on the settings. So it says TV and wireless speakers are connected. And then for picture and sound, now we have the bass level at 6, the rear level at 0. Let's turn them mugs up to 3. All right. That bass level, that's all right for right now. All right. Cool. Nice. All right, I don't see voice zoom anymore, so I'll have to verify. You know what? Let's see if that's on the TV real quick. Hit this little joint right here, the little gear. Let's go to where, voice zoom is grayed out, so you can lose voice zoom. That's interesting. You can lose voice zoom, but you are using the TV as the center channel, so this is gonna be interesting, man. Let me play some content for myself, and then I'll come back, tell you how everything went. Okay guys, let me turn this down. So 35 is my normal volume level when I listen with my AVR, and maybe 30 when I listen with a soundbar or like a more simplistic system. And I turn the TV with all these speakers up to 35, my normal volume. Plenty loud. It's virtually the same as far as volume. But I'm gonna give you a tip on the volume in a moment, but I do want to talk about some things. First of all, I watched an episode of Invincible on Amazon. Somebody told me about that show. Man, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot who told me about that show, but it's pretty cool. Anyways, it had great sound, okay? I'm definitely getting the full 5.1 surround sound effect. And remember, my fronts are just the TV. So I'm getting center, left, and right from the TV, and I'm getting rear, left, and right from the rear speakers, along with any Atmos that will be coming out of there. And then I got bass from the sub. To be honest with you, the rears and the sub sound just like they would if they were connected to the, excuse me, to the Theater Bar 9 or the Theater Trio. I'm getting the same amount of bass. I love that I can control it separately on the app or the TV through that, that little quick menu. But the front, let's talk about it. The front, you're using TV speakers, man. So it's not going to be like, full soundbar sound where you get a little bit more body in your sound. You're using TV speakers. And even though this is the Bravia 9 Mark II, it's still TV speakers, you know what I'm saying? So your center channel, it's there, but it's kind of all there, you know, even the left and right. It's a little interesting. It does not sound as good as a dedicated, the Trio Center or a Theater Bar 9, like a Soundbar. It does not sound as good to me. So that is your incentive to, you know, continue to upgrade to a dedicated Soundbar or a Trio, right? It doesn't sound as good. It doesn't sound as wide. But it is higher because the TV is higher. So you can actually sense that when you're listening. But I want you to check this out. So I'm gonna show you some stuff in the menu. So right here on the bottom of the screen, we got your audio output, TV and wireless speakers. Voice zoom is gone, okay? You cannot use voice zoom with this unless something's wrong with mine. They may update it later, but there is no voice zoom. But I can tell you how to get around that a little bit. Bass level, I still got it at 6. That was enough, okay? I'm using the Theater Sub 9, and that was enough. Rears are on level 3. I enjoyed it at 3. But now I want to back out of this and hit the gear on your remote control. So this side menu comes up and then go directly to sound. And I'll show you the rest of this. So surround sound. I kept it on auto. You can put it on so everything will be in surround sound, but you still have this menu here. I'm gonna keep mine on auto. Voice zoom is still grayed out. Equalizer, they still give you this. This is so cool. That's a 7-band EQ. I didn't mess with it at all. And I think that's how you can get around voice zoom, because over on the EQ, you can just kind of dial up these, you know, these highs if you want to, you know what I'm saying? Or dial down some of the bass, or, you know, bring up the mids if you want. I really like that. So you still get to retain your EQ there. That's kind of nice. Of course, there's reset. Then you got balance. That actually functions as promised. Your bass level your bass level is not for the TV. That's for the subwoofer. It says there, adjust the bass level of the wireless subwoofers. Yeah, boom. And then you got your rears. That's for those rears. The TV knows it's hooked up. Then you got your beam tweeter level. Okay, you can adjust the volume of the sound reflected off the ceiling. That's super cool. I'm gonna suggest you turn auto advanced volume on. Okay, and that's where, if you have a commercial that plays super loud and then your content is low and, you know, it's just jarring to go back and forth, keep this here. It kind of gives everything a little boost. That way it levels out the sound across all the content, and it gives you a little boost in audio or sound, if you will. I never really mess around with this stuff right here, this Dolby AC4 dialogue level. Maybe that would help me with my dialogue. I don't know. You guys can play around with that. I didn't feel like the dialogue was bad at all. I just noticed that voice zoom was gone. So I didn't even feel the need to mess with it. Dynamic range, that's still there. And then you have this post-processing. Standard is for Sony acoustic technology, which I left it there. I like Sony's stuff as far as sound processing. Then you got Dolby audio processing. Then you got DTS Virtual X. And that is the 3 you get. So standard is where I kept it. But those are the settings that you get to retain or even get to enhance as you're using these Theater Rear 9s and the sub. It doesn't have to be the 9s. It could be the 8 or the sub 8 or the sub 7. You can connect all this stuff. But to my knowledge, at the time of this video, you cannot connect 2 subs to the TV. And it only works with those things. So you got the rear 9s, rear 8s, the sub 9, sub 8, and sub 7, and you only can do 1 subwoofer, okay? TV, you can't be cheating the system. This is built in a way that you can start somewhere and upgrade. So, and remember, your TV, it could be different. Maybe you're not rocking with a Bravia 9 Mark II or a Bravia 9. You could be doing a Bravia 8 Mark II, Bravia 8, Bravia 7. I love that Bravia 7 and a Bravia 5. I don't know if the Bravia 3 will do it, but the rest of these TVs could do it. I'm pretty sure the Bravia 3 could probably do it, but your TV speakers will make a difference in that setup. My setup is this, right? And I said it sounds great, you know, provided that, you know, you enjoy this type of setting. I'm used to other sound, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I'm trying to manage my expectations. But your TV speakers will be different depending on the TV you're using, because as you go up into the premium TVs, the TV speakers and the array gets better. As you go down in the Bravia TV series, your TV speakers, I don't want to say they get worse, but they're definitely not as good as a Bravia 9 Mark II or a Bravia 9 or even a Bravia 8 Mark II, where you got the speakers coming through the screen. So keep that in mind, manage your expectations, but I think this is a great move on Sony to where you can just buy some rear speakers, or just, first of all, you get your TV, right? And then you get your sub. Invest the money in the sub for real. Get the 8 or the 9, right? And then, you know, then you move on to the rears. And then when you get some more money, throw that trio in there. Or you could, I suggest the trio, but you could also do the bar 9. And boom, man, you got yourself a system. Oh man, I love it. Sony's doing well. I like this new stuff they're doing. Either way, let me know if you want me to talk about this remote more, the sofa baton. It's a lot of money to spend on a remote, but I'm glad I did it. Cry once, buy once, right? Now I can control pretty much all the stuff in my house with this thing. I feel like I got like the power. All right. Hey, keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.